Hi Capricorn, it's Power and Light Tarot coming at you with the reading. Today we have a great reading for you, Capricorn. We start with Rebirth, right? It doesn't get any better than Rebirth, right? Because with Rebirth, you can step into your power and who you really are. And there is profound change, right? Usually with Rebirth, there is a major acceptance of yourself. There is usually courage. And profound changes can happen, of course. It is death and rebirth. And this rebirth card, though, Capricorn, it talks about the story of the lion, the camel, and I feel like the little boy or the little girl. But regardless, here, this is here, and this talks about somebody who is kind of having a hard time being reborn, and it's all about your consciousness, right? Because your consciousness is your mind, and your mind rules your life, basically. Your mind is the boss of your body, right? Your mind is the one that says, my leg feels good, or my leg is bothering me, or whatever your mind is saying, right? So your mind has all the power. This is what a lot of people are coming to terms with, and this is why meditation and your beliefs, your thoughts, not really so much your beliefs maybe, but your thoughts create your reality, right? So yeah, you can tell yourself to stop hurting if you want. Yes, you can. You can tell yourself very indirectly to kind of hurt. Yeah, you can. But that's a long discussion, right? So we have abundance reversed with it, Capricorn. And, this person who is trying to be reborn basically with their consciousness, right? Like they're going through an awakening or they have gone through an awakening. I feel like this has already happened. But the abundance card reverse shows somebody who is not in Zen. They are not connecting to divine source energy, so they are not truly abundant. So when you think there is just a physical world, there's no way you are abundant because you're denying your spiritual energies, your spiritual gifts. You are. And when you are completely spiritual, but maybe you don't kind of there's something missing too, possibly from the material world, right? This abundance card talks about somebody who is trying to kind of balance themselves. Yeah, this is why we have harmony next to it. This is an interesting reading, and I feel like somebody's going through a hard time here to bring themselves harmony. I feel like they know here that if they trust their spiritual gifts, that they will be able to bring harmony to themselves because their consciousness is changing. This is the way we see the world, right? And this rebirth card talks all about a mirror. It talks about, whatever you see in this mirror here, is it real or are you putting it there, kind of? It just talks about somebody who is basically here trying to raise their vibration, their consciousness or their conscious level. And so we have don't let pride get in your way. And this could be that somebody has kind of a little bit low self-esteem here. It could be too much ego, right? Where, somebody just walks around and they think, they're the best thing since Cracker Jack or something like that, right? And so don't let pride get in your way. But I feel like in this reading, it's talking about somebody who has a little bit low self-esteem here. Or, but I feel like them understanding that their consciousness is raising, it's getting higher. They're understanding here, they're spiritual. They're understanding that it's really kind of in their, that their spirituality is really in their corner, or, their intuition, like, yes, and how they see things. And wow, I could really have that. I could really manifest that type of energy. But low self-worth for somebody, I feel like, has been kind of holding them down, right? But the beauty here is that they see all this. Yeah, they completely see it. I'm not sure if that's you, Capricorn. It may be. Hey, but that's okay. We have a time for healing, right? And this is definite improvements, right? We don't. Yeah, this isn't any, like, to kind of criticize anybody. No, good God, no. This is, some people never awaken, and this is definitely an awakening that is unfolding, I believe. So this time for healing, the balsamic moon, let's have a look at the time for healing. Where did I put that little book, though? Right? A time for healing. Do I have that book handy? I may not, you guys. Here it is. A time for healing, the balsamic moon. No, we're not talking about salad dressing or, balsamic vinegar. No, let's see what it says here. Let's find that, right? Because this is, Yeah, so moons bring opportunities. They talk about endings, cycles, closings, new cycles, things like that. Sometimes the full moon can be, uh, yeah, this balsamic moon, though, it looks very much like a crescent moon. Yeah, I feel like it is the beginning of the crescent moon. Yeah, it does look like that, right? And let's see what it says here about this is healing, soothing, and surrender. That's what that means. Yeah. Somebody is healing here because they've gone through profound awakening. Yeah, profound changes. I feel like they kind of had to look at themselves really hard and go, it could be this kind of energy. Well, my life wasn't really working out, right? Just like Jack Canfield says, when sometimes he had to kind of coach teenagers because the parents were worried about their teenagers. So, they send him to see Jack Canfield, who is a self-help, like a self-development coach. And, they don't want to join in it because they could be home playing video games or I don't know what they, whatever they want here, these kids. But he just says to him, he goes, well, how's your life working out for you? And right there, they're like, well, he goes, do you have a car? Do you have a girlfriend? Um, do you get along well at home? Things like that. And they're like, okay, maybe I need this coaching, right? So we have the shark here, and this is take care of, or there will be a loss of material wealth. Okay, that could also be why abundance is in the reverse. Sometimes this can talk about real abundance, right? I don't mean real, but material abundance. And the boat, because real abundance is everything. It is having family close. It is good friendships. It is financial abundance. It is feeling good and healthy and things like that. So the boat is here, and this is money or property through an inheritance, winning, or windfall. So it's possible, Capricorn, this looks like somebody's going to lose money, and then it looks like there's a gaining some type of money. Maybe there's two people in this reading. There definitely could be. But maybe somebody is a little bit afraid they're going to lose their money here. It's possible. It looks like somebody was so into the material world for some that they were ignoring their spiritual side. And that is what this abundance card talks about. It talks about a mirror. It's not the rebirth, but it talks about a mirror here where some people can just see the material and some people can just see the spiritual, but you are only abundant or whole if you can incorporate both of those into your life. Of course, we have good news, Capricorn. Yes, we do. Yeah, if your ear's been hurting, it's going to heal here because there's healing in the reading, right? It says good news. That's good. Somebody might be coming to you here in this reading. So let's see what else we have by way of the tarot. Let's see what we have. I hope you guys are all well. And yeah, I'm going to set these cards down and I will show them to you as, right? Yeah, and so there's healing here. Somebody might, and when we see don't let pride get in your way with the full moon, this is a Leo moon, right? Sometimes that can mean like, don't let your ego stop you. And, ego can be good or bad. Everybody has one. This is how you identify with yourself. But, a really kind of ego can be all about your self-worth, right? Yeah, so let's see what we have, you guys. But it's possible here that somebody was maybe trying to hold on to financial gain, like in a big way. And that was their ego kind of maybe stopping them. Oh, I don't want to live a different way. I have a palace. But in this reading, if somebody does have some type of major abundance, it is not making them happy. We have the Queen of Pentacles reversed, Capricorn. The King of Wands is here. Let's see what else we have and the Three of Swords is reversed here. The swords are coming out, Capricorn, right? And we have healing here, a time for healing. So yeah. Page of Cups. This Page of Cups is somebody trusting their intuition in this particular deck. Yeah. So you look like you're in the reverse, Capricorn, right? Whoops. Because this card was reversed, and that is the first card in this reading. And that is you. Yeah. And you're showing up with the King of Wands. So somebody here wants to take somebody's offer, because that's what the king's doing here. But he's being stubborn, and he thinks he's going to lose his palace, like I said, or his castle, wherever he lives, right? Usually live in a palace, right? hmm but here he's looking at the offer, and he's real rigid, and stubborn looking, kind of, but real rigid, because he's clenching his fists. And here's the lion in front of him, giving him the the courage to do this. But he's looking at it like, he looks like he really wants to take it, but he has kind of blocked himself, kind of, or I don't know, said something like, I don't deserve it, or should I, or things like that. But he looks like he really wants it. Yeah. And he's just kind of not grabbing it. I feel like Capricorn, somebody here is going to accept, maybe it's you. You could be accepting an offer from somebody, or your person, right? Because there's somebody else here, I believe. But you might be accepting an offer for somebody, but you've been turning it down. Because now somebody here is moving into their higher consciousness, and they know what's important. And they know what they have done to themselves in the past. They said, there's no such thing as synchronicities. I'm just giving examples. There's no such thing as your intuition. There's no such thing as fate and destiny. That's what somebody was doing here in the past. How dare they, right? Yeah. And so the Six of Swords is here. This is in your advice. This is a transition. So this is telling you to transition, or you or this other person is transitioning to be with you. And yes, and and you should know it. Yeah. And you know it. And the Fool is in your environment, Capricorn. So you're doing this, or they're doing it. Somebody has courage here. And they said, don't be a dodo bird, maybe. They might have said that to themselves, right, Capricorn? Like, hey, go get Capricorn, right? Let's see what else we have. The Hanged Man's here, and we have the Knight of Cups. Wow, and she's handing the cup to him, and here he is receiving it, right? Reaching for it. So in the heart of the matter, Capricorn, where you are sitting in the reverse, right? Your pentacle's going to fall, Capricorn, or I don't know. It's going to fall on the ground here. But, the snake is offering the pentacle in this deck to this queen. And she's just looking at it like, whoa. But, this isn't about deception, really, right? We don't start the Queen of Pentacles with deception. No, we don't. But this is, that's not the purpose of that card, or the meaning, I should say. What it really means is that this snake, this is like a new life that's being offered to you but the card's in the reverse, like you're waiting for this person possibly to take this offer, or you are the one here who has to take the offer. But this is very clear here, right? The snake talks about a new life. Yes, he does. And then they changed it to, deception. I feel like that was kind of hijacked. That's what I feel like. Just like so many other words, right? Like when I was a kid, some of the stuff, it made more sense too, the words, right? Now you're like, what? This doesn't make any sense. But, hey, we could talk about that and, reasons and my opinion on it another day. The Eight of Wands reversed, Capricorn. See, you're feeling delays and disruptions. You're like, come on, let's get the show on the road, right? Get this party started. That's what you want, Capricorn. So we have the Three of Swords reversed. Yeah, I feel like this is, it could be good new beginnings. But, I feel like this is, let's have a look at it in this deck, because the swords are coming out, but this is reversed, right? And in the upright, this is love triangles, so typically, yeah, troubles in love. Let's see what their version is here. And this is healing, recovery. Yeah, like new beginnings. Yeah, like disguise, in disguise. Could be blessings in disguise here. And this is unfolding here. I feel like this is unfolding for you. Yeah. Coming into play, unfolding. I feel like it's unfolding slowly, because somebody had to go through kind of this this awakening that, that basically gave him a bump on the head, right? Said, wake up, right? Come on, right? That's how a lot of people are about lots of stuff, right? But they're watching the wrong people too, right? Because that's why they think, they think one way because, they're not really seeing reality. No, they're not. Okay, so let's see what else we have, Capricorn. This is healing, and you have with it the Two of Swords. So this is faith. This is actually faith in this deck. Could be romance too. It's interesting how she kind of puts that, right? Somebody has faith here in a healing. Yeah, and this is the person who probably needs to heal. Maybe it's the other person, but there's faith here regarding healing. Yeah, there is. And that's a really good thing. Yeah, this is confidence and faith. Regarding a healing. Or regarding a blessing in disguise. So that's what you're doing, Capricorn. You're thinking maybe this is a blessing in disguise. I feel like there is a blessing in disguise in this reading, in the sense that somebody here is living some type of maybe very abundant financially or materially, or they are just living some life here where they're like, you know what, this has to end. There's something in here that has to end. This has to end, and then I will have my true abundance. Like yeah. Right? It's kind of like some people, they're not spiritual at all. They don't understand they don't understand really how important that is. Because that has to go partially with your emotional self, because you're trusting your feelings, right? So, I remember when I was an outside salesperson, I used to sell like large appliances. So I went to this one man's house, a couple people, and he was a lawyer, and he lived really, you could just see kind of the depression, right? And, but I feel like he was a very rich man. He kind of had like a huge house in a really rich town. But when I walked into the house, I knew there was depression there, and I was, So these are the kind of people who don't trust in intuition, right? They just, yeah, and this is why they suffer too. So let's see what else we have, Capricorn. You have the Nine of Wands sits in the past. And, he's keeping this is about a threat. He's keeping the wolf out. So, maybe here that's what somebody has to do. Somebody has to like ignore a threat, kind of. It's possible here. Or they have to like stand their ground possibly and keep the wolf out. Like keep the wolf out of your ear. Like don't let fear kind of bother you here. I feel like you felt kind of frustrated because this person wasn't doing that. Or maybe you weren't doing it, but, somebody here is, and this could have been, but I feel like if this is you were doing this. You were like, well, I'm going to believe in this. Yeah, I'm going to have faith with this Two of Swords here. I'm going to have faith in this. She put the swords down and she said, I'm just waiting with faith. This is about discernment too, right? And interestingly enough, about discernment, it talks about being able to, it's the difference between rationalization or analysis or kind of the pros and cons, right? Because you could use your rational mind, which to me is your irrational mind, yeah, and and say, oh, well, that's not practical, and right, but once you are able to discern, you are using your intuition as well. That's the difference between that, yeah. And you have the Page of Cups, and this is what's helping you. And here he is dropping the fish into the cup. This is like some type of a new beginning that is insightful. And somebody's raising their conscious level here, right? So you're like, good. Can I send them a prize, power and light, right? Can I send them a brownie button? That's what we used to call it before, right? Can I send them a little prize that says you've graduated, right? Oh God. Okay, Two of Pentacles, Capricorn. So this is in the near future. This can be going back and forth, definitely. Let's see their version. That's usually what it is, or juggling an idea. See what it says about the Two of Pentacles. But this lady here is, she dances to her own drum, and I respect that, definitely. This is poise, equilibrium, adjustment, harmony, balance. Yeah, so he's balancing himself as well, right? And so, yeah, it's not so much like, going back and forth. In this one, it's more of an upbeat energy, right? So this is balance and poise. Let's see what else we have, Capricorn. And we have the Five of Cups. So somebody here is balancing their energy here because there is an ending. Yeah, they're doing it with their consciousness, with their higher consciousness. That's what they're doing. Let's see, we have Capricorn. Yeah, and so here are the cards here. So, this is poise and dexterity. This is like being able to handle it here, being able to handle a sad ending here, or being able to deal with a little bit of regret. Like, well, I had to do that, but hey, I can deal with it, right? Yeah, because there's some type of ending in this reading, I believe. It definitely is death and rebirth, right? It is. So we have the Six of Swords. This is in your advice. Somebody asked me, can you talk about the advice, please? All right. A Capricorn, of course, right? And so a very intelligent, nice one. Yeah. And so here, this is the Six of Swords. This person's either in transition and changing and getting to a better place in their life, or you are. That's simple here. I mean, that's very clear. And this is also how you're being affected. I feel like your person could be doing this, right? Transitioning and moving into their higher consciousness and not letting their pride or their ego or their low self-worth conquer them, right? So you move into your future with thoughts of hopes, not with don't let your future kind of, not with fears, right? Or you move into it, or you decide your future based on your hopes, not your fears, right? Your fears are going to keep you behind. The Fool shows up in your environment, Capricorn, and he's picking a white rose. I forget what white roses mean. I feel like they mean harmony, but I do, yeah. But anyway, here he is. And and this is in your environment. This person's going to take the plunge, I believe, Capricorn. This is courage. And what's interesting about this reading is that whoever this is, if it's not you, is now wanting to smell the roses each day. And that's what he's kind of doing, picking the rose. But, it's like taking some time to enjoy my life. There's some type of hamster wheel your person was on, right? I believe so. And this is how you affect them. You are bringing them, helping them, encouraging them to have courage, Capricorn. Yeah, you are. And the Hanged Man is in your hopes and fears. And let's see here. And the Hanged Man shows up in your hopes and fears. You're hoping that they're going to have an epiphany, that they're just going to go, and they are, Capricorn. But I feel like you've been hoping this because you felt kind of like this has been delayed, or this has been disrupted, or right. And in your outcome, the woman hands the knight the cup, and he receives it, or he accepts it, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's see what their first cards are from the shamans, right? The other day I said shaman, and it is shaman, but hey, I get so used to hearing it kind of the English way. I use both. My daughter, she's like, she'd like to criticize me on it, right? She's like, what? It's not. It's shaman. Okay. Let's see what we have, Capricorn, for your person. And their first card, Capricorn, show me the energies for Capricorn's person, for Capricorn's person. It is hollow bone, teachability. Look at that. See, they're learning. You're able to teach them, Capricorn. Wow, you see that? This is what they're changing. Yeah. Let's see what we have. Hollow bone. And let's see what's crossing them, influencing that energy, this teachability. Let's see what it is. And it is new beginnings, the Moon Maiden. This is your person's cards. Whoa. So, wow. And so now we have, and this is both supporting, I feel like, usually, and it has challenged them because they had to raise their, right? They had to put their little thinking, their little insightful cap on, Capricorn. It's not a thinking cap like, the mean teachers used to say, in San Francisco when I went to school. Yeah, and they put you in the corner. They put you in the corner, and they make the whole class look at you. It's so ridiculous. I feel like saying you don't know how to teach kids. No, you don't. You don't embarrass kids, right? You don't do that because they're They're already more vulnerable because they're younger. So you don't embarrass somebody who's, no, you don't. So that teacher, if you're listening, you know. See, we have Capricorn. Why it's all happening for your person. Why it's all happening. We have empty well, time to replenish. Yeah, you see, your person here, I said that they don't smell the flowers. They don't enjoy their life. We're going to see here about this new beginning they want with you. That's really how it appears here, right? And this will be a 10 card spread, Capricorn. Your person, they graduated, Capricorn, like I was saying, right? They get that little brownie button, right? And we're going to go to the extended. This will be a 10 card spread. And also we're going to see, we're going to have their own spread with their advice, with their environment, how they are affecting you, how they are affected by other people, their hopes and fears. And also we're going to see what's unfolding for them and, you know, many more things. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me here. God bless you guys. And I have the link down below in the description box. They're all super affordable. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.